In this one, I'm going to talk about 3 underrated tips for more attractive skin. Number 1, use an SPF lip balm. So here's the thing, the skin on your lips is extremely thin and it tends to have low melanin, so it's extremely susceptible to premature aging. We're told to apply SPF on our face, but there are multiple important spots that a lot of people miss, and this is one of them. And you should use an SPF lip balm because the skin is different, so you kind of want a different formulation. So ideally, you should use at least 30 SPF, but 50 is, of course, better because it's more protection against UVA and UVB. You should use it all year, especially during summer. But of course, just like with SPF, people tend to use these things when they're at the beach, but you should actually use it all year because premature aging isn't just during the summer or isn't just when the sun is directly above you. It's pretty much all year, even during the winter. So ideally, you should use it the entire year if you want to minimize skin aging. And attractive lips are extremely important. They are one underrated part of looks, in my opinion. So if you want to preserve them, you should definitely use this. Using a moisturizer, but not for the reasons you think. When people talk about moisturizers, they talk about the dryness aspect. It makes your skin more hydrated, which is true because the formulation usually has things like glycerin and hyaluronic acid, which do reduce the appearance of skin aging marks temporarily. But the reason I'm telling you to use a moisturizer is not because of that. It's actually the anti-inflammatory aspect. So in this study, for example, where they measured the before and after of localized pro-inflammatory cytokines, they pretty much observed a pretty steep drop of those inflammation markers on the skin. So in this one, they actually used a ceramide-based moisturizer. So it could have been the ceramides doing the work, but essentially they saw a pretty surprising drop in pro-inflammatory cytokines. For example, IL-6, TNF-alpha, etc. So you should use a moisturizer not just because it hydrates your skin, but also because it reduces localized inflammation. And the reason you want lower localized inflammation is because it reduces redness and it also decreases acne because acne is connected to inflammation. The more inflammation you have, the more likely you are to get acne. So using a moisturizer daily is actually a pretty smart idea and not just to have more hydrated skin. Number 3, avoid refined carbs. This one I think is pretty underrated. So refined carbs cause insulin spikes. These insulin spikes that can cause an overproduction of sebum by the sebaceous glands, which then can clog your pores and cause acne. And this is the main pathway by which acne is formed. Of course, it's just one small part of the pathway. There are multiple other aspects, but it essentially targets the main one. And also, these blood sugar spikes and insulin spikes, they can increase inflammation. And inflammation is also a precursor of acne. So we tend to see refined carbs as white sugar. But it's not just white sugar, it's also white pasta, it's white bread, it's white flour, it's white rice. All of these are refined. Even fruit juice is technically refined because you have to extract it from the fiber. Things like honey are not technically refined, but they're free sugars, which also have similar biochemical outcomes. So in this study, yes, it was an association study, but the rest of the literature does align with this. So in this study, they observed the people that ate, for example, the most high glycemic foods compared to the ones that ate the least, and the ones that consumed more high glycemic foods, they had a 54% higher chance of having acne currently. And again, if this was an outlier study, I wouldn't think much of it. However, it's in line with the other research that we have. Eating refined carbs consistently predicts higher prevalence of acne, and it does make sense because it impacts the main mechanism by which acne is formed. If you want to find out more ways to get more attractive skin, including ones that Hollywood actors and models actually use, you can click the link in the pinned comment and join my Skool community, and pretty much every method is on there.